When asked about his experiences as a grandfather, Paul McCartney was candid about his favorite aspect of the role, your lack of rigid responsibilities, noting that he was a source of support and laughter in their lives, while the McCartney children only saw their father during family vacations. Paul McCartney's love for family extended to the role of doting grandfather. He cherished every moment spent with his grandchildren and released the unique joy they brought into his life. Attracted by Paul McCartney's musical genius, the untold story of his life as a husband, father, and grandfather that truly resonates from his chance encounter with Linda to the enduring love this shared from navigating the complexities of single parenthood to the joys of grandparenthood, Paul made sure that every moment was treasured. He spoke passionately about reading bedtime stories to his grandchildren and revealed that he had drawn inspiration from his grandson, who affectionately called him Hagger Dude. Sadly, on March 28, 2023, the audience watched in disbelief as Paul, having just finished a performance in California, experienced a moment of vulnerability on stage. After struggling to recall the lyrics to a song he had been performing for almost 30 years, he appeared to fall off the stage, shocking the crowd. This incident, which was seen by thousands of people, raised questions about Paul's health. In a brave display of self-awareness, Paul bravely came forward and acknowledged a protracted battle with alcoholism. Drew received support and empathy from his fans for this moment of self-awareness. In the same public statement, he disclosed that he had sought treatment and had started down the road to sobriety. After revealing that he had been diagnosed with dementia, Paul added a sobering note of family history to his struggle by mentioning that both his mother and grandfather had experienced dementia in their later years. This diagnosis not only made his admirers sad, but it also brought attention to the difficulties associated with dementia. Paul was transparent about his experience and hoped that sharing it would help people understand this terrible illness better. Paul's health declined over the course of the year, and at the end of October, while he was in the recording studio, he had a serious medical emergency. The hospital treated him, and it was determined that he had liver disease, which was probably made worse by his history of alcohol abuse. Paul's condition was critical. During the first few days following the incident, he was unconscious and on the verge of death. Fortunately, his memory gradually returned, but despite his health struggles, Paul faced many obstacles and an uncertain future. Paul made a big step toward his recovery when he declared in public that he had stopped drinking. This gave himself and those who loved him hope and demonstrated his resolve to change his life, even in the face of such difficult health challenges. Paul's choice to embrace variety served as a beacon of hope for everyone who had been impacted by his music and his journey, and he was supported throughout this trying time by his family and close friends. Unfortunately, on November 5, 2023, Paul's health took a sharp turn for the worse, and this time he ended up in the hospital for kidney and liver failure. His critical condition worsened quickly, and in order to stabilize it, he was put into a medically induced coma. Despite the medical team's heroic efforts, doctors and other medical professionals worked feverishly to give Paul the best care possible in the hopes that a liver transplant would become available. The world held its breath, praying for Paul's recovery and a second chance at life. Paul's health was not going to improve, and on November 8, 2023, the world mourned the news of his liver failure death. He passed away peacefully in the company of his loved ones, leaving behind a legacy that will endure in his music and in the hearts of those who had admired him. Paul's death was a huge blow to the music business, the millions of fans who loved his voice, his lyrics, and his presence both on and off stage. His struggles in life had made him a representation of resiliency and the ability to overcome hardship. Paul's contribution to the music industry was extraordinary. His soulful and powerful voice could move listeners to tears and make them feel alive at the same time. His songs, which ranged from rock to soul, spoke to listeners of all ages and backgrounds. Thanks for watching my video. Before the last chapter of the Beatles unfolded, Peter's turn in the energetic city of London was surrendered. Paul McCartney, the legendary musician Brown for pivot to row in the iconic band The Beatles, has captured the hearts of millions with his unforgettable melodies and toueless songs beyond the spotlight. Paul's life has been a roller coaster of triumphs and tribulations, most notably his enduring love story with Linda McCartney, his remarkable journey as a father to 5 children, and his newfound joy as a grandfather. While working as a receptionist at Town and Country magazine, Paul met the love of his life, Linda McCartney. However, her destiny quickly shifted toward the field of photography, an art form that would later play a significant role in their shared journey. Lena's keen eye for catching special occasions, she was drawn into the captivating world of music and became involved with the most well-known performers of the day, shaking hands with the most renowned musicians, and even dating some of the biggest stars of the day. Then, in May 1967, Destiny planned a red carpet event that would forever alter their shared lives. The grand premiere of the Beatles' groundbreaking Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album, which Paul the P entwined with Lena in 1969. Alongside the announcement of their marriage, Paul and Linda revealed that they were expecting their first child together. Fans of the band were filled with anticipation as their first daughter, Mary McCartney, made her debut at the end of 1969. As the years passed, the McCartney family grew and each child embarked on their unique path to success in various industries. Paul and Linda officially sealed their love with a wedding ceremony that Martha started of their extraordinary partnership, their union. However, in 1995, Paul came to embrace a new role as a father committed to raising their youngest child. The McCartney family's life took a turn for the worse when they learned that Linda had breast cancer. Although they initially had hope, they pursued aggressive treatments that seemed promising, but their hopes were eventually dashed when the doctor revealed that the cancer had spread to her liver, leaving her prospects of recovery hanging in the balance after a grueling 3-year battle with the sneaky disease. Publicist Geoff Baker broke the heartbreaking news that Linda McCartney had passed away at the age of 56. It was revealed that Linda had passed away while on a family vacation with her husband and kids. Following Lena and Ellie's deaths, Paul McCartney, one of the hardest-working millions, was left inconsolable. However, his unwavering love for his children served as his anchor in the choppy sea of the afterlife. As a world-famous musician, Paul McCartney took on the responsibility of raising their children alone. The demands of fatherhood forced Paul to rearrange his priorities and way of living in order to give his kids the love and care they deserved. Surprisingly, this change gave the renowned musician a renewed sense of fulfillment. "People say I'm up at 6:30 a.m., but I love every second of being a dad, and I'm not tired at all. What's going on? But I really adore it. Raising a small child is such an education. I feel like a different father now, but it's good." Paul talked about how much he loved and missed his family, as well as the difficulties and obligations that come with being a parent. Following in his father's footsteps, James McCartney, Paul's son, not only helped his father with his solo musical endeavors, but also started his own music career. Meanwhile, Mary McCartney accepted her mother's legacy as a photographer and forged her own path in the realm of art and creativity. With his children growing up, the relationship between the rock legend and his progeny changed, with the kids taking on increasingly important roles in Paul's life, even as he continued to provide guidance and advice. Paul's parenting style was characterized by a philosophy of gentle guidance. Paul was happy to provide his kids with comfort and company while they unwinded and talked about their feelings. Time also brought about the beginning of a new stage, and as a father now, Paul's adult children have not only made him happy, but also given him chances to spend time together and have fun. "We do have a lot of fun," Paul thought, "and now that they're older, we can go out for drinks together."